to Good Screen Tonight. This is our latest we've ever recorded.
This is
the podcast.
late night on the Good Screen.
This is the Good Screen Tonight show. But I'm also probably going to upload this at night tomorrow. So, my name is Russell. I am the male Good Screen guy.
My name's Lauren. I'm the female one.
You're the female one. Today is our last Valentine's Day month movie.
Mm-hmm. It's a little belated.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Is it a Valentine's Day movie?
Yeah, if I had known
proportions.
it was such a Valentine's Day movie, I would have had this be our Valentine's Day movie instead of 80 for Brady.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before we talk about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, let's talk about what people are talking about on our other videos, Lauren.
Okay.
Lauren's yawning, but she has to be up for a few more hours.
Yeah, I have to stay up for another 6 hours.
So, a little story about our last video. It had 2 comments on it for the longest time, but one of them wasn't showing up.
Oh. Why?
I don't know. And then it just disappeared and said there's just 1 comment.
Oh.
All right. So
what's the comment? This is the one for
80 for Brady.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So Skyward. He commented that he's not playing Hogwarts Legacy and he only has a Switch. But he's glad that people are liking it.
Oh, okay.
After I destroyed the game.
Yeah.
On the last spot. I actually listened to that.
Mm-hmm.
I listened sometimes to make sure that there aren't I declicked it good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded great. It sounded really good.
Mm-hmm.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, you could say that.
I am looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy coming out on the Switch. I just want to see how they're going to do it.
It's going to be so gross looking. It's going to be so icky.
I just want to know how they're going to pull that off.
Skyward, I'm so sorry that you're going to have to play it on the Switch if they do it on the Switch.
Cloud version. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a cloud game.
It's going to be so sad looking. I'm so sorry.
You know what? Graphics aren't everything, Lauren.
They are when it's Hogwarts Legacy. That's the only thing it has going for it right now.
The graphics?
Yeah.
I think it's a good game. I think I just was playing it way too much.
I need to figure out what the hell the plot is. I should keep playing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about all we have to go off of.
When are you going to read Will's email?
Before we talk about the movie.
Okay. Are we going to go into Screenless Shoutout? Or no?
What?
Are we going to talk into the good screen?
Yeah, we're going to talk about what we've been enjoying on the good screen first.
Okay.
So, Lauren, what have you been enjoying on the good screen?
I caught up on The Last of Us.
Okay. How do you like it?
I like it. It's going faster than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, it's going to be the whole first game.
I didn't know that. I figured that out because I was like, whoa, they're going really fast.
Did they see the giraffe yet?
No.
That's the only thing I remember from that game.
They saw the monkeys. They didn't see the giraffe.
I don't remember the monkeys.
It was the same part.
What?
Yeah.
They cut the giraffe out?
They cut the giraffe out. They couldn't fit the giraffe in the budget.
Release the giraffe cut.
Release the giraffe cut. So I caught up on that, and I'm still enjoying that, and you should also catch up on it, because it is good.
I'm so bad at watching TV shows.
I forgive you.
I want to start watching SpongeBob again.
Oh, God.
But I realized I would have to get Paramount Plus.
Yeah, we'll have to get Paramount again.
Or just go somewhere and get the DVDs for $3-4. Oh, wow, we're yawning so much. Oh.
Don't watch this first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
You'll go back to bed.
You will fall asleep if you're
Skyward,
driving in
if
your
you're
car.
watching this on your lunch break, I'm so sorry. Go buy yourself an energy drink. This is going to be a sleepy episode.
Go drink some coffee. So you do like it so far. Let's go back to The Last of Us.
I do like it, yes.
Okay.
And I also bought and have only played the first 30 minutes of Like a Dragon Ishin.
Yeah.
And I like it so far. But I was playing it last night after our friends left because we celebrated my birthday this weekend. We made pizza pies. And so after they left, I was so tired because we did so much that day.
Yeah.
But I tried to stay up to play some Ishin. And I played 30 minutes worth. And then I was like, woo, Nelly.
Woo, Nelly.
I'm tired. And so I went to bed.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, I went to bed.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's what I've been enjoying on the good screen. What have you been enjoying on the good screen, my dear friend Russell?
I really don't think I have much to add. Like, I had such a busy week last week.
I am going to be very busy for the next forever.
But that's okay because you'll have your whole evening ahead of you.
Yeah.
But I started my we both started new jobs. You started your second shift schedule for your new job.
I might as well have started my job last week. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started a new job last week. Period. And what? Period. So I started my period last week.
No,
Is it a joke?
Yeah. It's not a period joke, it's just like period.
I don't understand.
Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you about that.
I didn't play much last week. I bought some new games.
You played Drainus?
No, that was the week before.
Oh.
That was Monday. That was Monday last week, which I talked about in the last podcast.
YouTube?
I did play YouTube.
I don't know what else you did because I wasn't here to account for your whereabouts.
I didn't enjoy anything on the good screen last week.
No?
I'll just say it. No.
I think this is the first time you haven't enjoyed anything on the good screen.
There was no good screen last week. It'll be different this week.
I'm always the one that neglects the screen.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I mean, I played a little bit of Everybody's Golf.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's Golf.
That game's a golf game.
Golf game. You should play RPG Golf Legends.
That's on the radar. That's going to be on the thing.
Mm-hmm. Play that, and then you learn everything you need to know about golf, and then you can play golf with my granddad and impress him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I intend to play games this upcoming week while you're working all night.
Yes. It's going to be the rest of my life.
It's possible I might be able to stream,
mm-hmm.
but of course, now that I said that on the podcast, it's not going to happen. But I got I can talk about games and stuff that I got.
Okay, I guess that halfway counts.
Yeah.
It's going to be something you eventually enjoy on the good screen.
Eventually, I will enjoy it.
Okay,
so
I'll allow it.
I went to the game store on Friday night after work. I was like, I'll go to the game store, whatever. I'm bored.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren was working. And
is that when you said, no, never mind. You said you bought my birthday present earlier in the week.
Yeah, I got your birthday present earlier in the week. So I went to the game store and I was like, I'll just look around. And I found Ridge Racer on the PSP, which is one of my favorite PSP games. PISP. And I had that on the PSP prior, and I lost the UMD at some point. And
UMD's nuts?
Yeah, UMD's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was happy that they had it, and it was in a case, and I was like, okay, I'll get it. It was like $10.
Yeah.
And then I found Bomberman Land for the Wii, and I was like, great, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I left that store,
mm-hmm.
and then we went to pick up Like a Dragon Ishin on Saturday. And we went to another game store to do that, and I found another game, Marble Saga Koro Rinpa, for the Wii.
Yeah, you're looking at it.
I'm
very
looking at it right now.
intensely.
It's at my desk right now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to playing that, but I had to hook up the Wii.
Wii!
I wish I had a Wii U. It's easier to hook up to a monitor because it has HDMI.
I'm sure they have them at the one local game store over here. They usually do.
See, I don't want to get one now.
For like $100.
Yeah, I don't want to get one now because the store is closing. So like, it'd be such a waste. I don't know.
That's just to collect more physical media. Isn't that what you're all about?
But there's so much digital stuff on the Wii U that's going to be lost forever, and I don't want to spend $1,000 on shit that I'm not going to ever play. That's digital only.
Okay, valid.
So I got that, and I'm like, wow, there's so much stuff to play.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I'll ever play any of these games.
We did
play Mario Kart yesterday.
We did.
I enjoyed that.
I mentioned my friend Autumn before on the podcast. She came over with her fiance, and they celebrated my birthday with me.
She came over in the middle of winter.
Yeah, autumn came in the middle of winter. Wow, Russell. It's not after the season. There's no N.
I know.
It's AUTUM. I'm sorry, Autumn. I love you.
So we all played Mario Kart.
We played Mario Kart, and it was awesome. And
that was the first time I played like 4-player Mario Kart in
I think
probably
me too.
a decade.
I think that's the first time
Maybe
I played
even
it ever,
more.
period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
So thank you guys for coming over.
Yeah. I don't know if she still listens anymore, but if you do, thanks.
I hope she doesn't.
Oh. All right, stop listening.
Because I'm about
Autumn.
to say something really mean about Autumn.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
No, I have nothing mean to say. I'm glad that
She
came
made a
over.
heart-shaped pizza.
She made a heart-shaped pizza.
It was so cute.
Yeah, we made pizzas last
We
night.
made pizza. It was really yummy.
Yeah, we already mentioned that. But yeah, we played
Mm-hmm.
split-screen Mario Kart. We played around with the changing items is a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we played around with that.
Mm-hmm.
The most chaotic one would have to be Bullet Bill. Wait, Bullet Bill and Piranha?
It was Bomb and Piranha.
Bomb and Piranha and then Bullet
and
Bill.
then Bullet Bill and Ink.
And Ink. Oh. That was insane.
I want to play one where it's either Blue Shell, Lightning Bolt,
Yeah.
or what would be like a harmless, stupid one to get?
Banana.
Stupid one. Banana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we should have done Lightning and Bullet Bill.
Yeah,
But I
that would have been
wasn't-
good.
I wasn't sure if anyone was ready for another one.
They were pretty tired.
I was tired.
Yeah.
It was like 11 by the time.
I was like mentally
Whoa.
exhausted.
Super late. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I was have been enjoying on the good screen, Lauren. Yeah.
Why'd you say it like that? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and switch over to what we're talking about this week. We are talking about this movie called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back. I think I'm going to keep saying that so I know like what to look for.
Oh, okay. Are you just stealing that from Into the Aether?
No.
Oh, they do that too.
I'm just stealing that from like television and radio, and I don't think one singular podcast has claimed that we'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm glad, I kind of like when podcasts do that because sometimes podcasts just suddenly it's an ad.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like
either.
that.
But
But,
I do like I listened to last podcast on the left,
Yeah.
and they always have like the same sound bite before, so you kind of get a warning.
Yeah, I like when they you know what, I don't like this, but I hate when people get me when they start randomly like segueing into something and it's an ad.
Yeah, I mean that's all that happens on YouTube.
Yeah.
That
So
mostly happens there.
anyway, we're sponsored. No, I'm just kidding. We're not sponsored by anything.
No, we're sponsored by
Ourselves.
your mother.
Your mom.
Okay, do you want me to read the Wikipedia summary?
Can I read our email from our friend Will?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that first. Hi, Will.
Hello, Will. Okay. I think I moved this email. All right, here we go. Will Party said, "Hey, good screen potters, pronounced potters like people who podcast. Don't actually read this out loud during your recording." Oh, I'll just cut that part out. Wow, what another great movie. He's talking about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
I was first introduced to this movie in English class in high school, of all places.
God.
Your English teacher had something going on.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that this was the first movie I recall where Jim Carrey went from taking goofy roles to more serious roles, definitely showing his range. I always thought that the music was really good. Turns out John Bryan did it. He also produced tracks for Elliott Smith, Mac Miller, Fiona Apple, and a previously very famous rapper who married a Kardashian and had a rather lucrative sneaker deal. One more food memory. One more fond memory I have of this was the ending. Even after giving yourself brain damage, these characters are still driven by fate, and that's such a beautiful thing. Might be a little personal, but this movie also helped me through a breakup in high school.
Oh
Lol.
no.
I love this movie. Love you. God bless.
I love you too, Will.
Will. I had to click 3 dots to see.
The last
part.
this footnote or whatever.
Yeah, so we watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
We sure did. We just got off the couch from watching it.
Yeah, and I was like, we gotta hook up. No, like,
Gotta do.
Not like hook up. We gotta hook up
Kissy.
we gotta hook up the laptop and the microphones because I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, you did the research for this movie?
I did.
What do you have to share with us before we start talking about the movie proper?
Okay. Do you want me to read the summary?
What's the summary of this movie?
Okay, this is an actual real summary, not something I'm pulling out of my ass that
Okay.
Russell's going to get mad at me about later. Because I keep saying, anyway, and forgetting the whole middle part of the story.
That 2 podcasts ago drove me crazy editing. Oh my goodness.
For Juno.
And it was, oh my gosh. It was like you were talking to me in real life and I was editing this. So it was like there were 2 of you.
Russell freaked out on me.
I didn't freak out.
He freaked it.
I just I just had a moment. Anyway, go ahead and...
Okay. This is from Wikipedia. After a fight, Joel Barish discovers that his girlfriend Clementine, her last name,
Clementine, yeah.
has had her memories of him erased by the New City firm Lacuna. Heartbroken, he decides to undergo the same procedure. In preparation, he records a tape for Lacuna, recounting his memories of their volatile relationship. I think that's a good word for their relationship.
Yeah, that's a good summary.
Yeah, thank you. Wikipedia
Is that
did
it?
Yeah, that's it for the summary. I mean, I have a lot more to talk about.
Oh, yeah, all right. What other tidbits of this movie do you have to share with us? Anything before we start talking about the movie?
Literally everything.
Okay.
So, to start off, where the idea came from...
was it a book?
No.
It was an original movie.
It was his original idea.
This wasn't a book?
No.
I could have sworn this was a book.
No.
Someone thought of this.
Someone thought of this.
For a movie.
Yes, it was the director, Michael Gondry, or Michael Gondry, and who would eventually become his co-writer, Pierre Bismuth. It was a conversation in 1998.
Okay.
So it was like 5 whole years before this movie came out.
Yes.
Bismuth came up with the idea, who was his co-writer, of erasing certain memories from people's minds when a friend complained to him about her boyfriend. And when he asked her if he would erase that boyfriend from her memory entirely, she said yes.
Wow.
When he talked about this with the eventual director Gondry, they came up with a story based on this situation about what would happen if it was actually scientifically possible. And another bit that I didn't include in here was that they were going to do like a public experiment about this, like send random people cards saying so and so erased your memories,
like to market the movie.
Yes, they did not do that.
Oh, that's a
they
bad idea.
They did not do that.
Yeah,
but they almost did. The original title of this movie was 18 words long.
Well,
I couldn't find what the words were.
Wait,
it
just says it was 18 words long.
Yes, that's what the director said at one point in an interview about the movie. Mm-hmm. It was like a campaign trail is not the right word. Like leading up to the movie for promotional stuff for the movie, he did an interview with a magazine.
Yeah.
And talked about how the original title of the movie was 18 words long, but I could not find any.
Cannot find what the 18 words.
What the 18 words were. And they I didn't know that they would talk about it in the movie, but how the title of the movie comes from the Alexander Pope poem.
Yes, it does. I didn't know that, but I'm just agreeing. Yes. Yeah.
And so the poem itself is about, the poem is called, Eloisa to Abelard. And Eloisa is the main character, and it's as if she's like writing a letter, is how this poem is phrased out. Like she's writing an angry letter.
Yeah.
About her lover, her lover, Abelard, because she has a very strong devotion to God, but also really wants to fuck Abelard. So she's having this really bad inner conflict. That's like the TLDR of it's a really long thing, and I have the same stanza that Kirsten Dunst read in the movie.
Yeah.
Should I read it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, some people probably aren't going to be watching this movie.
Okay.
They're probably just going to be listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Who does that?
Who does that?
The stanza that the line comes from is, How happy is the blameless Vestal's lot, the world forgetting by the world forgot, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, each prayer accepted and each wish resigned.
Wow, how profound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole thing is really long. So there were 2 characters that were going to be in this movie that were entirely cut.
Who were they?
One was Tracy Morgan.
Like the comedian?
Yes.
Okay.
There was no mention about what his role was supposed to be, but he was cut in post-production anyways.
They were like, ah.
I'm like, yeah, basically. The other one was Ellen Pompeo.
Who's that?
Have you ever watched Grey's Anatomy?
No.
She's the bitch in Grey's Anatomy.
I'm a dude.
She's Meredith Grey.
I'm a dude.
I don't care who you are. She's Meredith Grey.
Does she die?
I don't know.
In Grey's Anatomy?
Let me pull up a picture of her. So
I heard everyone dies in Grey's Anatomy, but it takes a really long time. And it's like heartbreaking. I've never seen a single episode.
All right.
That's like showing somebody like Mario. Wait, no, it's not like
that's not like that at all.
That's like showing someone Rean Coldsteel.
Okay, sure. That's a pretty
And
good
they'll be
comparison.
like, okay, who's this guy?
Okay,
but
so
it has a devoted fan base, and a lot of people spent hundreds of hours of their life.
So she was going to be in the
Anyway.
movie of a character that was mentioned a couple times named Naomi.
Okay.
And that was supposed to be Joel's girlfriend that he got
Before.
like so I couldn't tell based on the plot of the movie if it was right I guess it was right before he actually started dating Clementine.
He said he was living with a woman.
Mm-hmm. And he mentioned Naomi before about going to see Naomi like after he first woke up.
Yeah.
But one of the screenwriters insisted on her inclusion because it helped a lot of other things make more sense. But the production team said no.
No.
They said no.
It wasn't the era where movies were supposed to be 2 hours long.
Not yet.
But this one came really close.
It was really close.
1 hour and 48 minutes, I read on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing is in 2018, Empire Magazine released an issue about the 100 greatest movies ever made.
Yeah?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind got number 36.
Out of 100?
Out of 100. Can you guess what number 1 was?
The Godfather.
It was The Godfather.
Wow.
And Lord of the Rings was like number 2.
Which one?
Just all of them.
All of them?
The whole series.
Cool.
And then the last thing I have is in 2007 there was a Simpsons episode parodying this movie.
Really?
The episode was titled Eternal Moonshine of the Simpson Mind. And the plot is that Homer gets a forget-me shot from Moe after he has an unpleasant memory, and he spends the episode trying to figure out what the memory was.
Wow.
Hijinks ensue. And the memory was that he found out about a surprise party that Marge was throwing for him, and he wanted to forget it so he would still be surprised. And that's everything I have about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. There was a lot more, but I didn't want this to take like an hour. So.
All right. Well, it might.
Yeah. So now we talk about the movie.
Okay.
Russell, what did you think about the movie?
I'm so glad I never watched this movie in high school.
Yeah, that
I am
sounds awful.
so glad. Like, I watched 500 Days of Summer.
I didn't watch that.
I watched... Well, that was really the only, like, really weird expectational movie that I watched about, like, relationships.
Yeah.
There's The Notebook. I watched The Notebook,
Oh,
but
The
that's
Notebook.
cute. Everyone loves that.
seen The
Everyone
Notebook.
wants that to be the relationship, even though they really
don't.
didn't have, like, the
No, it was not
best
very
relationship.
good.
But it made a good movie.
No, but I want you to build me a house. Just like in The Notebook.
You would have to leave me first.
Bye.
So I'm just really glad. This movie would have messed me up.
That's messed up.
This movie would have messed me up, like Ice-T says. And I thought I actually didn't know what this movie was. I knew this movie had something to do with memory loss, but I thought it was just like when she fell on the ice, I thought that was her bumping her head.
Oh.
Or something. And I thought she was going to have like a brain injury and they were going to work together and, you know, she was going to start forgetting
Kind
things
of like
randomly.
500
And,
first dates or whatever.
like 50
it was.
first dates,
Yeah.
sure. And I thought,
that's
this is
the
going to
plot
be.
of that movie.
I was like, this is going to be a cute movie.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, this was not a cute movie.
It was not cute.
Um,
If anything, this is like, I've never seen the Matrix or Inception.
it is kind of like
This is what I imagine those movies are like.
Well, they are not exactly like this, but it did kind of how they played with his memories was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized that this movie was intentionally shot in a square, I think, because usually movies are either like cropped or like
wide,
full screen because they're. But this was just square. It might have been just we had an old DVD that we rented for this.
It also is from 2003.
Yeah, but I think it might have been intentional. I would have to check.
There was a note at the beginning about how this movie's been reformatted.
Oh, okay. So it was a full screen. Okay. It was back in the day. This is a little side note. When DVDs first started coming out, a lot of people still had tube TVs. So there was widescreen and full screen, and a lot of people, I guess the library that we got this from, had not plasma screen TVs because they didn't have like the modern TVs that we have today, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, I don't want widescreen because it makes the image really small." So I'll get full screen and it'll fit my whole TV. Well, nowadays you want widescreen because, I mean, the bars are on the top and bottom either way, but that's the aspect ratio that the movie was shot in. So when they made full screen movies, it was cropped. And that's how a lot of movies were on TV as well. They were cropped.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing. So I guess we got a full screen movie. It's been a while. It didn't say anything about it on the packaging.
No.
But yeah, so I thought for a second that it was intentionally shot like that, and I was like, oh, this is going to be like an art house movie.
No, it still kind of was, though.
It still kind of was. But I thought that the intro of the movie was very, like, I bumped the mic. I don't know if that picked up. The intro part of this movie was pretty long and probably deliberately long.
Yes.
But also, like, it was... I know neither of us were, like, really, like, oh, let's watch this movie tonight.
Yeah, we weren't gung-ho.
But as soon as, like, he got to the part where she had to get her toothbrush, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
and I was hooked in. It was a good hook to show that part first. And it was kind of weird. The rest of the movie was kind of weird.
Yeah, the rest of the movie was really weird.
It was
so I'm
crazy.
assuming I don't know. I feel like because it loops back around to that part again in the end.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I was gonna say I feel like it was obviously extremely intentional. At first, I thought that he was gonna have like a breakthrough moment of remembering everything.
Yeah.
Because like all that was happening in his mind right after that moment because he was like triggered all his memories back.
Sure.
But that's not what happened.
No, he actually had all of his memories erased.
Yes, and so did she.
So the beginning part was just the current, and then the rest of the movie was a flashback. Now, parts of that flashback in the beginning were kind of like mismatched, but eventually it was just the operation. When it got to the operation, that's where most of the movie was. So, so we kind of explained it already. He goes to a doctor who can erase certain people from your memory. People, pets, animals, experiences from your memory, as long as you give them everything that you have that's related to that person. And at first you don't know that she did it. Well, I guess you know that she did it too because that's how he found out about it.
Yeah.
So he was like, well, first of all, like, really, like, if I would have, like, put yourself in his shoes, like, if you would have found out that a person, man, woman, whatever, that you dated had such a bad experience with you that they wanted to, and it was possible for this to happen, that they could erase their memory of you, and you found out about it, whoa, that would be really upsetting.
Yikes, yeah.
So he was upset. And I would say if I walked up to Lauren tomorrow and she was like, "Who are you?" and I'd be like, "Why are you in my apartment?"
Like if we both forgot about each other.
No, if you forgot about me,
Yeah.
I would I'd probably say yikes
Yikes.
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's you poking my foot?
Yes.
My
Sorry.
knee, I mean?
Yeah.
So lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so naturally he was upset about this.
Yes.
And he was like, "Well, I guess I got to do it too."
Yeah,
So,
I think that was the bad call.
yeah.
I don't think that was a good call.
Yeah.
He was being very impulsive.
I mean,
and
she
kind of
was very
vindictive.
impulsive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about Clementine.
I don't like her.
I didn't like her either.
I don't like her. I felt like Clementine and Joel were like a toxic couple.
But she was a manic pixie dream girl. She was 100%, even more than Ramona
the
Flowers.
Pixie dream girl.
Like, she was a realistic version of like a mountain that men want to conquer.
Yeah.
When it comes to like
she
a
literally
psyche
talked
of a
about it
woman.
a ton.
She did. Like this might be like
I think this might be the
apex
foundation.
moment
Yeah.
of
Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Blue hair. Fuck. Like, it's always the blue. Look out, guys.
Yeah.
If she got blue hair, do not stare.
Wow. For context, I had blue hair when Russell and I
You
started
had
dating.
blue hair, but you
I was growing
were
it out.
very obviously growing it out, and now you
Yeah.
don't anymore. Thank God.
Not yet.
Oh God.
Just wait till tomorrow morning.
I'll be like, who are you? Yeah. So very messed up movie. Let me just talk about the things, the whoa moments of this movie.
Yeah.
So one of the doctor's assistants, I don't even think he was like part of the operation.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Found out about Clementine and fell in love with her during the operation.
This is
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
And started dating her, and that was the guy that what's his name?
Joel.
Jim Carrey's character.
Yeah.
That he saw at the bookstore
Kissing
her. Clementine, like the next day. And so he fell in love with her and he started saying things that Joel said to her to like impress her. Mm-hmm. And eventually she was like, whoa, this is really freaky.
Yeah.
Where am I remembering this from? So that was weird. And that was like a whole, like, for me, I was like, oh man, that's really messed up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I thought that was like the big twist.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the big twist.
No,
the
that wasn't
doctor,
even the tip of the iceberg.
Then there was the subplot with
the doctor
Kirsten
and the assistant.
Dunst. Yeah, Kirsten Dunst is also in this movie.
Yes.
And she joins the guy, Mark Ruffalo, who's doing the operation.
Yeah, the Hulk.
The Hulk, who's doing this operation. And she joins him and gets high in Jim Carrey's apartment. Mm-hmm. And they mess around and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the operation goes all weird.
Yeah.
And they have to get the doctor to come over. And the main doctor. And the doctor's like, well, I gotta take over now, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then she starts kissing the doctor because she has some weird, like, all of a sudden she's like infatuated with the doctor. And it's like, okay, well, she's really horny, I guess.
Maybe,
because she just boned
Mark Ruffalo,
the Hulk.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's really strange. And then his wife comes because his wife hears the address when he's on the phone. Mm-hmm. And she sees them macking out in the window. And Mark Ruffalo is like, whoa. And
Mark
then
Ruffalo's like, what the fuck?
And then she comes out. I mean, they both come out because he obviously saw his wife was there.
Yeah.
And his wife was like, well, I knew you'd do it again, basically. And then you find out that she had her memories erased of her affair, Kirsten Dunst, with the doctor. She had an affair with him before.
Yeah, because she was like, you can have him. He was yours.
Yeah.
Have him back.
Wow. Messed up. This kind of technology should never exist.
Well.
And I think
it probably will.
It probably will one day.
It doesn't already.
But holy moly. No, it doesn't already. This movie threw a lot of wrenches.
It was crazy. I can't even begin to describe what even happened during the course of the movie. Other than stuff like that, like the very big stuff, like all the memory blending and stuff, it was just like, this would be an insane movie to watch if you were high.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
So And then, of course, Kirsten Dunst finding out about the operation that she had, because she didn't know.
No, she didn't know. She finds out, and she takes all of the documents from the office and mails all the tapes that people have to record before they have their procedure back to the people so they could try to remember what happened. It looked like it.
Oh, yeah, she had a ton of stuff.
Tons of files. And
then, of course,
so
they
find
it at the end. Yeah. And like, it's kind of like weird because they're like complaining about each other on the tapes, but like they just met each other again.
Yeah.
And like, strangely, like, just hit it off immediately again. And then they're hearing these awful things that they're saying about each other, and it kind of ends like kind of happily, like they kind of would be okay with doing it all over again.
But it's also, well, they don't really know what happened before.
Yeah.
It sounds like they just realized they weren't good for each other and they broke up. The end.
And
maybe it was a sloppy breakup. Now they're going to do it all over again.
Yeah, but
and
you know what?
And this time they can't forget each other.
That's right. And you know what? You never want to forget someone that you were in a relationship with.
No, even if it all goes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to learn from your past relationships.
Russell.
What?
If there was one thing you could forget about me, what would it be?
That you had blue hair at one point.
That I had blue hair.
Yeah. I don't know if there would be anything really. What would be mine if it isn't too personal? You're like smiling. I can't see you smiling, but I can tell because the microphone's in the way.
Yeah. If I could forget one thing about you, it would be the way your toots smell.
My farts?
Yeah, if we were to break up and I could forget one thing, it'd be the way your farts smell.
What if like we passed each other and I farted and you smelled it again? Would it like re-trigger that memory?
Yes. I would probably have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, you'd be like Jim Carrey in his car crying and going...
Yeah.
I just shook
this
violently.
Is an audio medium.
So let's talk about the relationship dynamic between them.
Bad. Very bad.
Very bad.
Very bad. You and I have joked before about how there's the nerdy boyfriend and the cute girlfriend. And the
they
cute
are
artsy
neither.
girlfriend. They are neither. I thought at first it's what they were going to be trying to go for with this.
No.
But no, he was a boring, normal man.
Yeah.
And she was an eccentric, crazy woman.
They were complete opposites.
Yes.
And
all the interactions I saw between them felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They looked so uncomfortable.
There were some, like, a couple of scenes that it was kind of, like... Cute, but it was definitely, like, kind of more, like I said before, kind of like a mountain climbing sort of situation where it's, like, Jim Carrey's character, Joel... was very much trying to win her over, especially at the part where she was like, I had this doll and I thought it was so ugly, and I was like, don't be ugly. And he just kept telling her that she was like, yeah, of course, like that's a very personal thing to say to somebody, but it felt like she was kind of like grasping for things for, I don't want to say for attention.
Yeah.
But like it just felt so like, does that happen?
Disingenuous.
Yeah, like it was so weird. And she was all over the place the whole movie. She was an alcoholic.
Yes.
That wasn't addressed, even after she had a memory wipe.
It was also 2003.
So?
It was fun to be alcoholic.
Was it?
Yeah, it was trendy to be alcoholic.
In 2003?
It still kind of is.
It isn't trendy, guys.
Yeah, like party culture.
Alcohol is poison.
Alcohol is poison. I'm sorry. I'm still really congested, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Those who are listening,
but you're feeling better.
Hearing me struggle.
Yeah. So yeah. There were some. The first scenes that they played were the bad ones, like the fights.
Yeah, because they started at the most recent and went backwards to the beginning.
Yeah, and like at first it was like, wow, okay, this is pretty bad. They should probably not be together. And then it got like to the end, and it was like, eventually he was trying to trip into his memories without her, and there were these weird scenes where like he was a little baby and she was like one of his mom's friends.
He was trying to escape the memories they had together by burying himself in other memories.
Yeah, and she like flashed her panties because that would have triggered like a memory of another time.
Or
and
just
he was
him
like
still,
dressed up like a
realizing it
baby.
was her.
That part was very strange.
I didn't like that.
The other part where she like saved him from some bullies was kind of
That was cute.
But like overall, it was just like, why would anyone want to put themselves through this?
Yeah.
Like,
And also another thing I realized is because of how he sucked her into the memory of him being like washed in the bath as a baby.
Yeah.
And his mom was singing the Huckleberry song.
Yeah.
Later on, like other than just the fact that he associated that song with her, he completely forgot the song.
Oh, yeah.
Did you catch that? Because
yeah,
when she was
he did.
trying to talk about it on the train, he was
Yep.
like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, but like in the first memory that they had together, he knew the song.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that. This honestly, like as weird and strange and uncomfortable this movie
could
was.
use a rewatch.
This is a rewatch movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I've seen it at this point. Not that I'm wrapping up talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
We say this probably like every other podcast, but the purpose of the Good Screen podcast is to watch movies that we haven't seen because we don't watch a lot of movies.
No.
But this is definitely one of them that if we had a list, and I'm sure it was on Will's list. I don't have a definitive list of what we're going to watch on the podcast. You've written down some stuff.
I've written down some stuff I'd like to watch eventually.
But like this would have probably been on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was curious. But oh my gosh, again, if I can just go back to this again one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I am so glad I did not watch this in high school. I would have been in tears.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I need her. I need a girl just like her for real.
You also went through a really bad breakup in high school. Or after high school.
It was a couple years after high school.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't wipe that one away.
I never dated anyone before you, so I don't really have anything to wipe.
You can't wipe anything away.
No, I'm one and done.
I would say I learned a lot from that relationship. And
Yeah?
I never had to see her again.
Don't date people you work with.
Don't date a coworker.
Yes.
That's for sure. I mean, yeah, don't do that.
I learned you can find love in
A hopeless place.
in a Minecraft place.
In a Minecraft place.
Imagine if I erased everything about us. I would have to erase my entire knowledge of Minecraft.
Your entire knowledge? I didn't teach you how to play
Basically.
Minecraft.
No, but that's how we met.
No, I don't think so.
That's basically how we met.
I think you'd be like, didn't I talk to someone on the server? I don't know. It's weird. It's
It'd also
very
be
strange.
weird because I wouldn't know why I wasn't friends with my best friend anymore at the time.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Yeah.
It would be weird. Russell and I have known each other for a long time. Technically.
Technically, yes.
The first interaction we ever had was in 2016.
Yeah.
But we didn't start dating until 2018.
Right. Late 2018.
And I first met the friend that introduced me to Russell in 2014 by playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
Which technically my brother introduced me to her.
Wow, good job.
Yeah. So that would be really weird because I've known you a lot of my life.
Yeah, I don't think Clementine and Joel were dating for
It had to have been like a year.
more than a year, yeah.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been that long. Like, I think at some point you got to be like, I don't think this is going to work because that's 5 years of my life
Yeah.
or something like that. Because we're not like inching towards it, but like,
This year is going to be our fifth year.
we're closing in. Like, November will be year number 5.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. Remember, 3 of those feel like 1 because
Yeah.
of COVID.
Yeah.
So, or I guess 2.5-ish, but it's very weird that I'm so glad that someone had this idea in this is a science fiction movie, by the way.
Yes.
That
Technically.
someone had this idea in a science fiction movie so that we could see that this is not, don't do this.
Another thing that I just remember too while reading about like details of this movie was one of the original pitches was following it the more scientific fiction way of
Okay.
like the science behind it and what happened to society with it.
Oh,
But then they're like, no,
we need
let's
to focus on one
on an
person.
actual couple that this happens to.
Okay. That
So
always
this could
works
have gone
better.
a whole different route, but they went like a really
kind of like,
personal
I'm
route.
sure that when they pitched her, the other horrible Valentine's
Our
Day
first
movie,
Valentine's Day movie.
I'm sure they were like, yeah, let's make this like follow a bunch of people, but they were like, this needs to be one person. It needs to be intimate.
Intimate.
So I have another piece of trivia for you before we close out.
I'd love to hear it.
When his last memory goes away and she whispers, "Meet me in Montauk," that's the name of the last song of Circa Survive's first album, Juturna.
The song is called "Meet Me in Montauk."
Yes, it's a reference to this movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, I remember reading that a long time ago, but it is a reference to the movie. It is not like a song from about the movie. It's just a reference to the movie. Good album if you like older emo.
I like Circa
stuff.
Survive. I remember you showing it to me.
Yeah. Oh man, I think that album's gonna be like 20 years old soon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Lauren, would you say this is good screen? Should other people watch this movie?
I would say yes, but only if you haven't had a breakup recently.
Oh yeah.
And you're not taking shrooms.
Okay. I would say do not watch this right after a breakup if it's your first time watching it. If you need some sort of breakup comfort movie and you've seen this before, just to kind of help you out with it.
Maybe as a processing tool, that would be okay, like a coping mechanism almost.
Never ever watch a romance, science fiction romance movie
after a breakup. No.
Always watch something funny.
Go watch, what's a funny movie we saw? Go watch 80 for Brady.
Go watch 80 for Brady. watch sports. Just watch top MLB homers of 2022.
And just take a good nap.
Yeah, put on some baseball. All right. I would say this is good screen. I'd recommend everyone watch this movie. Let us know if you've seen this movie. I know Will. Send us an email. Let us know what you think about this movie. You can comment. Oh, excuse me. Let me try that again. My burp came out. If you enjoyed this movie and have anything to say about it or anything else that we talked about on the podcast this week, comment on YouTube. You can add us on Twitter at GoodScreenPod. You can message us or reply to the post that we posted on Instagram.
Yep.
And we'll read that. Nobody really interacts on Instagram.
That's fine.
It's because we don't have Reels.
Yeah, we're not in the algorithm on Instagram.
We don't have Reels yet.
Or ever.
Or you can send us an email at goodscreenpod@gmail.com.
Yes, that's probably the best way to get to us.
That is probably the best way. Although I do like reading YouTube comments. I still get very excited when I see a comment. And it's so weird. There were 2 comments and then one, like, it wasn't there. And then it disappeared.
I don't know.
Very strange. But yeah.
Maybe it was a bot.
It could have been a bot. I checked all the filters. I made sure nothing wasn't, like, away.
Yeah.
All right. Let's switch gears again.
Okay.
Lauren. You hear that? I'm going crazy.
Did it sound like music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that a little too.
Okay. What is your screenless shout out this week?
Oh God. My screenless shout out this week is birthday celebrations.
Yeah, it was your birthday.
It was my birthday 2 days ago.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks. I did have to work on my birthday, but my coworkers surprised me.
Yeah.
Because they only just found out it was my birthday on Thursday. So on Friday when I came in, they told me they had something for me, and then later, they brought me out a plate of macarons that they just picked, that my one coworker had just gotten that morning from a local macaron place here in our town. And another coworker who told me that he only bakes loaves of bread for, like, special people, made me a loaf of bread.
Wow.
And it's sitting over there. I'm going to eat some when we're done, I think.
Okay.
Here, because I need to stay up.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to make a piece of bread.
You're going to make a whole piece of bread?
Yeah. Or I'm gonna do something with it.
Okay.
But yeah, and then we already talked about yesterday we had my friends over, and we also just kind of spent the day out having fun.
Yeah, we did.
And today we went to Russell's parents' place and had, like, an ice cream cake.
And a dinner.
Very yummy meatball sub dinner. Homemade meatball subs.
Yep.
Very yummy.
It
and
was
homemade
nice.
crinkle cut fries. I want to get a crinkle cutter.
Yeah.
But yeah, what is your screenless shout out this week?
My screenless shout out this week is fuck.
You don't have a screenless shout out either?
Man, I am messed up.
Oh my gosh.
I was
Are you
hoping,
okay?
I don't know. Like, I was so giddy to do the podcast and everything. My screenless shout out this week. Oh my god.
The first thing I learned in boating school is...
You say that every time I can't think of something.
That's because it's so rare when you don't think of something. You always
It
make
was
fun of me for not having something.
Last week it happened too.
Oh, I already forgot.
I just don't have one.
You don't have one?
I don't have one. I'll have one next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's
I
what you said
promise.
last week.
I had one last week. I said something.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay.
But yeah, I gotta do something out of the screen. I haven't done anything exciting that didn't involve a screen. I had a busy week last week.
Mhm.
Okay, cut me some slack.
Okay, I'll cut
I'm
you
gonna
some
go to
slack.
bed after this and just cut in something that I had a shout out for or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. So Lauren, I was talking to you about this earlier today.
Mhm.
I was like, hey, we got to do the podcast. We're gonna have to do Eternal Sunshine, Shit Shine,
Shish shine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and John Wick. And then I realized that no, we don't have to do that because this is the last February movie. John Wick is going to be next week.
Yep, John Wick starts
So we
next
don't have to
week.
do two of them.
We don't.
This will be starting, well, I guess after this week. Lauren and I will not be watching the movies together because of her schedule. We will only really have time to record the podcast.
Maybe this weekend we can watch
This-
John Wick 1 together.
This weekend we can definitely watch John Wick 1 together. But
and
after
maybe
that,
get episode 2 done too.
we could.
Because I have a 3-day weekend.
You think that I can have two screenless shoutouts next week and two What Am I Enjoying on the Good Screens in a row?
You better, because I'm going to have to too.
Okay. All right.
Toot toot.
So, yeah, next week is John Wick month. I'm thinking about possibly assigning us something that isn't John Wick to also talk about.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't know how our audience would feel about 4 weeks of John Wick movies.
I'm also going to have to see... Because do you remember what day John Wick is coming out?
It's like the last Friday of the month.
Okay, I don't know. I should have that weekend off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be
Okay.
my weekend off. So we
We'll
can
be
go
good.
see it.
Yeah, we'll be good.
It'll be perfect.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that. I'm hoping that our friend Will Party can join us for that one.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Because I know he loves John Wick, but
Uh-huh.
it's a huge month for movies.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. It's
For John Wick.
For John Wick. I don't know why we decided
Cocaine
to
Bear
do
also
that.
just came out.
I heard it's really bad.
What?
Like, it's not good at all. It's just,
Aw.
yeah, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not scary. It's
Isn't
not.
that Winnie the Pooh movie coming out soon?
I heard that's also really bad.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's been great. We'll have plenty of stuff planned in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it. Thank you everyone for supporting us so far. We still keep getting a lot of views on YouTube. I was so surprised that 80 for Brady actually like
Yeah.
maybe it's because Tom Brady I tagged Tom Brady in it.
Did you really?
Yeah, so maybe people were like, oh, what's this? And then I started
Or
talking
maybe
about
it shows it's a new
Hogwarts
movie.
Legacy.
When we do new movies, it always does better.
Yeah, it always does a little better. So, but yeah, but everyone, thank you for listening and watching and all the stuff that you do to support our little fledgling of a podcast.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.